Hey everyone, welcome back. Thanks for joining us. Today, we've got a brand new story to share with you. So let's begin. The day my world ended began like any other. I woke up next to Sarah, scrolled my phone while coffee brewed. Then a text from HR. Come in early. Urgent discussion. My gut twisted, but I told myself it was about the promotion I'd busted my ass for. I kissed Sarah goodbye. She barely looked up from her phone, just mumbled later. I should have seen the signs then. The extra hour she'd started spending on makeup, saying she wanted to look professional. The way casual touches had stopped. At the office, the HR woman's face said it all before she spoke. My boss, Mark, was there too, along with another manager, all wearing that practiced sympathy mask. Then the words hit me. Inappropriate behavior, multiple complaints, hostile environment. I was stunned. They laid it out, suggestive comments, unwanted advances. Lies. I barely spoke to anyone outside my team. But the reports were detailed, specific dates. Fabricated, but convincing enough. Immediate termination, the HR woman said, sliding a severance paper across the table. Mark wouldn't meet my eyes. I tried to defend myself, but they were done listening. Security was waiting. Packing my desk, my hands shaking, pieces clicked into place. The hushed conversations that stopped when I walked by. Colleagues avoiding me. Sarah's sudden professionalism. A cold dread pooled in my stomach. This had been planned. I called Sarah on the drive home. Straight to voicemail. I checked our joint account on my phone. Empty. $43,000, gone. Transferred yesterday to an account I didn't know. She was home, calmly packing a suitcase. Took you long enough, she said, no surprise in her voice. What the hell is going on? I demanded. The complaints, was that you? She laughed. A short, sharp sound. God, you're slow, aren't you? Yes. All of it. I've been working on this for months. Everyone at your office thinks you're a creep now. Good luck finding another job. Why? My voice broke. Why would you do this? Because you're pathetic, she spat, zipping her case. Same dead-end job for 5 years. No ambition. No spine. You're not a man anymore. She smiled, a cruel twist of her lips. Mark, though, he's going places. And I'm going with him. The room swam. Mark. My boss. 6 months now, she said, hoisting her suitcase. He knows how to take what he wants. Unlike you. I sank onto the couch, the scale of the betrayal crushing me. She hadn't just cheated. She'd systematically destroyed my life. Don't bother calling your parents, she added, heading for the door. I already told them everything about your behavior. They're disgusted. Check the account. They pulled their investment in the house renovation yesterday. She was right, my dad answered with, we raised you better than this. My mom was crying in the background. They wouldn't let me explain. Just disappointment. Shame. That night, I slept in my car in a Walmart parking lot. The house was in Sarah's name, another thing I'd stupidly agreed to. No money, no job, no home, no family. She'd taken everything. But lying there, watching the trucks rumble past in the darkness, something inside me didn't just break. It hardened. The hurt and shock crystallized into a cold, quiet rage. Sarah thought she'd turn me into nothing. She took everything I had, but she left me with nothing left to lose. I opened the notes app on my phone. This wasn't over. Not by a long shot. They thought I was weak, pathetic, spineless. I was going to show them how wrong they were. They wanted a villain? Fine. I'd give them one they'd never forget. Not in a loud, angry way. In a quiet, devastating one. Life as that guy sleeping behind a 24-hour gym felt unreal. 3 nights of it, and my old friend Mike tracked me down. His message was simple. Get your ass over here. Guest room's yours. Walking into his place, my life reduced to 2 duffel bags and a laptop, the reality hit again. Mike didn't push. He just handed me a beer and said, when you're ready. It took a week to get the whole story out. Sarah, Mark, the money, my parents. Mike listened, got angry with me, then said something that stuck. You're not broken. You're just starting over. Smarter this time. I picked up 2 jobs. Hard labor during the day, bartending at night. Every shift was a step out of the hole. The exhaustion helped keep the raw anger from consuming me. One night at the bar, I overheard regulars talking about a new business opening downtown. My hands froze on a glass when I heard Sarah's name. Shaking, I pulled up social media on my break. There it was. Sarah, smiling next to Mark, announcing their engagement and her new boutique. The comments were full of congratulations. One was from my own mother, about how proud she was of her future daughter-in-law. I called my sister. She was the only one who hadn't cut me off completely, speaking to me in hushed tones. What she told me made my blood run cold. Mom and Dad had invested their retirement savings in Sarah's business. All of it. The next morning, I started digging. Not just for answers, but for a plan. These were my parents, even if they'd abandoned me. The pieces clicked into place. Sarah's plan hadn't just been to leave me. It was to fund her new life. My parents' savings were her target. The rumors at work, the affair, emptying the accounts. It was all a calculated move. Some nights, lying awake at Mike's, my mind raced. The old me would have stormed in, made a scene. But something had shifted. I'd learned patience in that cold car. Every time the urge to explode rose up, I remembered Sarah's laugh. Not a man anymore. Those words became fuel. I started a journal. Not just of facts, but of observations, whispers I heard at the bar, screenshots of things I found online. People talked. Bartenders heard things. About Mark's past, about Sarah already talking expansion using investor confidence, my parents' money. The turning point wasn't discovering new evidence. It was seeing my dad at the grocery store. He looked 10 years older, shoulders slumped. He didn't see me. I watched him check prices, put back a package of his favorite cookies, opting for the store brand. My mom used to buy him those every week. That night, I threw up in Mike's bathroom. Rage and a strange, hollow guilt twisted inside me. Then the local paper arrived. Local entrepreneur opens dream business. Sarah's face, beaming in front of her new shop. Talking about building something from nothing. About the support of her wonderful future in-laws. The photo showed my parents at the opening, trying to smile, but their eyes looked haunted. I folded that paper carefully. Added it to my journal. It wasn't about evidence anymore. It was about a reminder. You need to hit rock bottom to realize you're not falling. You're getting ready to push back up. Looking at that article, a different kind of clarity settled in. Sarah thought she'd won by taking everything. But she'd given me something crucial, freedom. I had nothing left to lose. And that, I realized, made me dangerous. Not in a violent way. I was done letting them make me the bad guy. No, I was going to do this smart, quiet, legal, and I was going to make sure everyone saw exactly who they were. I closed my journal, opened my laptop. Time to start sharing some stories of my own. Not loudly, just planting seeds. It started with a simple message. One screenshot, sent anonymously. To Lisa, Mark's wife. A text exchange between Sarah and Mark arranging a weekend while I was supposedly out of town. Seeing that receipt felt like lighting a very slow fuse. Working at Danny's bar gave me what I needed most. Eyes and ears. Gossip in a small town is wildfire, especially after a few drinks. I didn't push. Just a casual mention here or there about my ex-wife and my old boss. People connected the dots. Especially the regulars who'd seen me working double shifts after losing everything. Hear about that new shop on Main Street? Someone would ask, nursing a beer. Yeah. I'd say, wiping the counter. Owner's that woman who took her husband's money and ran off with his boss. Ain't it? I'd just nod or sigh, and they'd fill in the rest. The story spread through local social media like a virus. Every time Sarah posted about her business, the comments section would fill with veiled references, questions she couldn't answer. Lisa showed up at the bar one night. Mascara smeared. Is it true? She choked out, showing me her phone. More screenshots I'd sent her. More undeniable proof. All Mark's late meetings and business trips suddenly made sense. I just poured her a drink. Listened. Sometimes, silence is the loudest answer. Mark's perfect life crumbled fast. His kids stopped talking to him. His church group quietly sidelined him. The mortgage on their new house suddenly felt a lot heavier on one income. Sarah started calling, then texting. You've ruined everything. Why are you doing this? Mark left me because of you. Your parents are going to lose everything. That last one was meant to hurt, I knew. But watching their investment in Sarah's sure thing vanish felt less like revenge and more like consequence. The same parents who told me to man up were now facing foreclosure because they bet on the wrong horse. Funny, in a grim way. The boutique's grand opening was a disaster. Word had spread. Reputation in a small town is everything. Local vendors pulled out. The few people who showed up were there to stare and whisper. The local paper quietly dropped the feature story they'd planned. Mark came into the bar one night. Drunk. Angry. You planned this, he slurred, pointing a shaking finger. You destroyed my family. The irony was almost comical. Almost. I just called them a cab and went back to polishing glasses. My phone buzzed constantly. My parents. Their retirement savings gone. The house they'd lived in for 30 years, slipping away. They wanted to talk. To fix things. As a family. Delete. 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 Sarah's boutique limped along for another month. Going out of business signs went up. She tried everything. Rebranding. Discounts. But once people turn in a small town, that's it. I saw her once that month. Standing outside the empty shop, staring through the glass at bare mannequins. I expected satisfaction. I felt nothing. And somehow, that was better than revenge. My parents left another voicemail. Please, Alex. We were wrong. We need your help. I saved that one. Not because I planned to help. Just to remember how far I'd come. The boutique windows were papered over by the end of the week. Sarah's dream died with a whimper, not a bang. No dramatic showdown. Just the quiet death of trust and reputation. My regulars still bring it up sometimes. Local legend now. A cautionary tale. But I don't engage. I have better things to focus on. Sarah's last text. I know you did this. You planned it all. But you can't prove it, can you? I didn't reply. Silence was the only proof needed. Besides, I was too busy checking out properties at the upcoming foreclosure auction. I heard there might be some interesting opportunities coming up. They say revenge is best served cold. I learned it's best served by simply stepping back and letting people face the consequences of their own actions. The dominoes fall on their own. Locking up the bar that night, I deleted the last of their messages. Tomorrow held new opportunities, new beginnings, and for some, new consequences. Some call it revenge. I call it equilibrium. Either way, I sleep just fine. 2 years later, the pieces fell into place in ways I hadn't even planned. Sarah's little boutique officially closed, seized by creditors. All her talk of vision and redefining retail, just hot air. The online comment section was brutal. Maybe focus on running a business instead of sleeping with married men, someone wrote. Mark's ex-wife even added a laughing emoji. I screenshotted the whole thread. My phone buzzed. Mom. Her third call today. I let it go to voicemail. Like the dozen others this week. The messages were all the same now. They were losing the house. They needed help. They were sorry. That last part was new. Funny how sorry only came after the foreclosure notice. A real man wouldn't beg, Dad had said. 2 years ago, when I was asking for help, sleeping in my car after Sarah stole everything. Now they wanted their son back. The irony was a bitter, cold taste. The auction was yesterday. I didn't tell anyone I was going. Just showed up in my work clothes, hands in my pockets, looking like any other neighbor. Mom and Dad were there, huddled in the back, looking smaller, older. They didn't see me until the bidding was done. The look on their faces when I raised my card for the final time. That moment alone was worth every hard-earned dollar of the down payment. Dad's face went purple. Mom started crying. I just stood there, filling out paperwork, not looking at them. They cornered me in the parking lot. Dad tried to stand tall, the way he used to. Son, we can work something out. A real man wouldn't beg, right? I cut him off, using his own words like a knife. That's what you told me. Or does that rule only apply when I'm the one asking for help? Mom grabbed my arm, tears streaming. Please, Alex. We're your parents. My parents. I corrected. The eviction notice goes out tomorrow. You have 30 days. Dad exploded. After everything we've done for you. Like investing my college fund in Sarah's business venture behind my back. I stayed calm, which seemed to enrage him more. Like telling everyone in the family I was lying about her affair. They kept shouting, pleading, but I just walked away. Their voices faded behind me, joining all the other noise I'd learned to tune out. The next week, I rented their house. To a young family with 3 kids. Good people, struggling to find a place. I gave them a rate well below market value. Just a small, final twist. Mom drove by 6 times the day they moved in. I know because the security cameras I installed caught every pass. The real cherry on top? I found out Sarah's working at O'Malley's now. The same bar where I used to tend, scraping my life back together. She started last week. Desperately needed the job after her business imploded. The universe has a wicked sense of humor. I took Emily there last night. Didn't plan it. She wanted to try their new menu. And who was I to say no? Sarah was our waitress. The look on her face when she recognized me was nothing. It wasn't triumph. It was just a quiet, final confirmation of distance. She tried to get another server, but they were short-staffed. What can I get you? Her voice was barely a whisper. I didn't look up from the menu. Just ordered. Like she was anyone. Anyone at all. Emily, bless her heart, had no idea who she was. I never talk about that chapter anymore. We enjoyed our dinner. Laughed. Shared dessert. Left a decent tip. Because, hey, I'm not a monster. As we left, I heard her manager scolding her about a messed-up order. She was on thin ice, apparently. I walked past without a glance, holding Emily's hand, feeling the solid weight of my house keys in my pocket. Keys to the home where my parents had lived for 30 years. Some people say revenge doesn't bring peace. Maybe they're right. But watching Sarah scramble with trays and a cheap uniform, seeing my parents' belongings piled up in their sister's garage, peace was never the goal. The young family in the house sent me pictures yesterday. They're painting the kitchen yellow, planting a garden where mom's roses used to be. Life moves on. Sometimes, it moves exactly where you intend it to. Tomorrow, Emily's taking me to meet her parents. They seem like good people. But this time, I know better than to trust family just because they're family. This time, I keep my own accounts, my own spaces, my own escape routes. And if anyone ever tells me I'm not a real man again, well, let's just say I've learned how to prove them wrong without saying a word. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories like this. See you next time.